Hey class, this is Scott Caruso here to talk to you briefly about my week 1 assignment for visual frameworks. I started building an app that I'll show you guys in a minute that allows the user to store information about Magic the Gathering cards that he owns. Yes, I'm letting my inner nerd hang out this term. This week as a whole, I thought was a lot easier for me than really any week I can remember from STI. Part of it might be that I have some basic HTML knowledge from a few years ago, many years ago. But I also think simply that SDI prepared me to take on tons of new challenges. This being one of those challenges. The only real problem I ran into was that there were so many new tags to learn, especially in HTML5 when you consider that the original HTML was what I last experienced and what I last used. I was constantly referring back to the cheat sheets, especially for help and semantically marking up my project. So really, I just spent a lot more time referring back to documentation than I would have liked. Not the worst thing in the world, but it did cost me a little bit of time during the course of the short week here. So in referring back to old lessons and old courses and things like that, I'm going to go back to SDI again. It really taught us the importance of writing clean, easy to parse code, something that you can go back and revisit, and that was one of the biggest lessons I carried with me. I feel like the code I wrote that I'll show you is marked up in such a way that it'll be easy to follow, to come back to debug if I have to, and going forward, that lesson and this lesson are clearly setting the foundation to be able to design simple, usable, iterative interfaces for mobile devices. So I suspect that we're going to be returning to the core concepts, if not the code itself, for many terms to come. So let's take a look at the app I built. All right, as promised, here is the code for the app that I built. Very simple index page here, and the add item page here. I'm not going to go through these line by line. I'll show you in a second what they all do. But you can see it's all here. Let's drop the index here into Chrome. And as you can see, let me shrink this up for you. The Personal Magic the Gathering card database. And click the Add a Card link. It takes you to the Add a Card page where you can enter a name, give a cost for the card, what colors the card is. And that means nothing to you if you know nothing about these kinds of games. The type of card that it is, and then a bunch of secondary details as well, including how much you love the card, which I imagine could potentially be used in the future to connect across multiple users and rank cards from most loved to least loved or something to that effect. So that's the beginning of my app. I look forward to showing you how it's coming along in future videos.